Prince William, the Duke of Cambridge, is a well-known name in the royal family. People admire him for his dedication to charity work and how seriously he takes his royal duties. Even though there have been some disagreements within the family, something Prince William recently said about King Charles has caught everyone's attention. Want to know what he said and what it means for the royal family? Let's dive into his comments and uncover the story behind them. Prince William entered the world on June 21, 1982, as the firstborn child of King Charles and the late Diana, Princess of Wales. He became the Prince of Wales in September 2022 after Queen Elizabeth II passed away, marking a big change in his royal path. Growing up in Kensington Palace, he had a life that was filled with privilege but also a lot of scrutiny. His time at the prestigious Eton College helped him develop leadership skills and resilience, which would serve him well later on. While studying at the University of St. Andrews, something extraordinary happened. He met Catherine Middleton, known to everyone as Kate. They tied the knot in a spectacular wedding in 2011 and have since welcomed 3 kids: Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Throughout their journey in family life, William's been a devoted husband and a loving dad. Recently, he's really stepped up to support Kate during her cancer treatment, which she went through for about 3 months. Their connection was clear when they exchanged loving looks during her return to public duties at Trooping the Colour 2024, showing that their love is strong even in tough times. With his down-to-earth personality and modern views, William has become one of the most popular royals in the UK, reflecting what a contemporary monarchy can look like. Interestingly, he was the first British royal heir to be born at St. Mary's Hospital in London, a fact that added to his unique upbringing. His mother, Diana, was particularly focused on giving William and his brother Harry a sense of normalcy, making sure they experienced life outside the palace walls. Isn't it fascinating how a royal figure can manage to balance duty with a down-to-earth lifestyle? Prince Harry and his older brother, Prince William, had a different kind of childhood than most might expect from royals. They didn't just grow up surrounded by luxury. Instead, they took public buses, ate at fast food joints, and even visited homeless shelters and orphanages. This helped them see the world from a different angle and develop a sense of empathy for others. William kicked off his education at Wetherby School in London, where he got to experience a more structured way of learning. He then moved on to Ludgrove School in Berkshire and eventually finished at Eton College in Windsor. Each of these schools played a big part in shaping who he would become. Things took a tough turn for William when his parents decided to divorce in 1996 after a rocky marriage filled with ups and downs. The following year was even harder for him when his mother, Princess Diana, tragically passed away in a car accident in Paris. At just 15 years old, William showed incredible strength during such a painful time. A heart-wrenching moment that many remember is when he and his younger brother, Harry, walked slowly behind their mother's coffin through the sad streets of London. This moment really touched the hearts of the British public and brought them closer to the young princes. Though he rarely talked about how much losing his mother hurt, in a touching speech in Scotland in 2021, William shared some of his feelings. He talked about the heavy emotional weight Scotland has for him, saying it holds some of his happiest and saddest memories. He recalled hearing about Diana's death while at Balmoral Castle, and how the beautiful Scottish countryside became a peaceful escape for him amid his grief. In 2000, William got accepted into the well-respected University of St. Andrews in Scotland. But instead of jumping straight in, he chose to take a gap year to gain new experiences, reflecting his mom's passion for charity. During this time, he volunteered in Chile, which allowed him to dive into a new culture. He even worked on a dairy farm in Britain while traveling across various countries and exploring parts of Africa. In 2001, he finally started at St. Andrews, initially studying art history before switching to geography. His 4 years there really shaped his future, and he graduated with a wealth of knowledge and experience in 2005. In 2006, he took another big step in his journey by entering the Royal Military Academy, marking the start of a significant and exciting new chapter in his life. What do you think William learned from all these experiences that has shaped his path forward? William really wanted to serve his country, and he even offered to join the British forces in Iraq. But military leaders had their concerns. They worried that he and his brother Harry might be targeted by enemies, which could put their fellow soldiers in danger. So, although William's military dreams hit a wall, Harry didn't hold back. He bravely took on 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan, stepping up when it mattered most. In 2008, wanting to gain more military experience, William got involved with the Royal Air Force and the Royal Navy, diving into how all 3 branches of the armed forces operated. His hard work paid off in 2010 when he finished the tough training to become a helicopter pilot with the RAF's Search and Rescue Force. This was a huge milestone for him, especially since it led to his next step, which was his service in Wales. He ended up taking part in over 150 operations during his time in the military, showing a lot of bravery and commitment. After wrapping up his military career, William didn't walk away from service. He took on the job of an air ambulance pilot from 2015 to 2017, which really showed how dedicated he is to helping others. These experiences helped shape William into a beloved member of the royal family, and a lot of people see him as similar to his mom, Princess Diana, who had that same charm and approachability. To honor her legacy, he organized a memorial service in 2007 for the 10th anniversary of her passing. Along with Harry, they even had a statue made in her memory, which was unveiled at Kensington Palace in 2021 to celebrate her impact on their lives and many others. Sports and caring for the environment are also big passions for William. In 2020, he kicked off the Earthshot Prize, which was inspired by President Kennedy's moonshot mission. The goal was to tackle pressing environmental challenges and recognize innovative solutions. The first awards happened in 2021, marking a big step towards sustainability. Even though William has mostly steered clear of scandals, the spotlight got brighter on him when it came to his relationship with Harry. Things became tense after Harry and Meghan decided to step back from their royal duties in 2020. Harry shared his experiences about unconscious bias in the family, bringing up discussions about the monarchy's colonial history. Then, during a Caribbean tour in 2022, William and Kate faced protests when some countries talked about cutting ties with the British monarchy. What will happen next for the royal family as they navigate these changes? It's certainly something to keep an eye on. Prince William recently made it clear that racism just doesn't belong in our society. He's been advocating for change and understanding, which is super important these days. Then, on September 8, 2022, Queen Elizabeth passed away, and that moment changed a lot. It meant King Charles took the throne, and Prince William became the heir apparent and the Duke of Cornwall. Not long after, he also got the title of Prince of Wales. This shift has stirred up some talk about favoritism since it's contrasted with how Prince Harry feels pushed aside, adding some layers of complexity to their family situation. But don't forget, William shows his caring nature through his work on crime investigations and his commitment to reducing homelessness. It's clear he's really focused on making a positive difference. Wondering what's next for him? Recently, he took part in an interesting crime scene investigation while visiting Duchy College in Cornwall. The place is pretty scenic, and during his visit, students were getting hands-on experience by examining a wrecked car involved in a burglary. One of the students, Jack Newton, who studies military and protective services, was right in the mix. When Prince William joined in, he was really into it, even dusting the old car for fingerprints, which was pretty awesome to see. Jack couldn't help but mention how cool it was to have the prince so involved in their learning experience. Throughout the day, William charmed everyone around him, taking selfies and posing for pictures with the excited students. Many of them gathered around, thrilled at the chance to catch a glimpse of him, which created a lively and buzzing atmosphere. He also checked out various programs at Duchy College, like equine science and agriculture business. The student-run cafe was a highlight too, where he talked with students working on their hospitality skills. The college has been around since 1984 and is all about community service and practical learning. So it meant a lot when Principal Robert Bosworth said the prince's visit was a strong show of support. It's a great inspiration for both staff and students, especially those focusing on helping the homeless. What a way to shine a light on those important issues. In a recent ITV documentary, Prince William talked about how important it is for him to help tackle homelessness. He asked, why else would he be in this position if he wasn't using his role to make a difference? During a speech in London, he shared details about his new project called Homewards, which aims to fight homelessness throughout the UK. He pointed out that homelessness is a major issue that really needs our attention and action, and he believes it can be completely ended. The Homewards Project is pretty ambitious and spans 5 years, with plans to work together in 6 key areas. Prince William knows it won't be easy. He admitted he can't do it all by himself. He's passionate about making sure everyone has a safe place to live, and underscored that fixing homelessness is something society must prioritize. Still, not everyone is on board with his efforts. Some critics have called him hypocritical since he owns several properties and makes over £2 million a year from the Duchy of Cornwall. This has led to some skepticism about just how committed he is to solving the homelessness issue. But there are plenty of advocates like Mick Clark from The Passage who stand by the Prince's initiatives. They believe he's doing a lot to raise awareness about homelessness in today's Britain. Mick pointed out that this cause is close to Prince William's heart. In fact, he was first introduced to the issue of homelessness by his mother, Princess Diana, when he visited The Passage as a kid at just 11 years old. As the patron of The Passage, he's seen with his own eyes the struggles homeless people face during private visits. Those moments have made it clear to him that homelessness doesn't have to happen. It's something we can prevent. The Homewards Project comes from his sincere desire to help those facing these challenges. Beyond his royal responsibilities, Prince William's approach has become more hands-on and practical, especially now that he's planning to build social housing on land owned by the Duchy of Cornwall. These new housing projects aim to provide not just a roof over people's heads, but also support for those dealing with complex social, psychological, and health issues, especially those who have been without stable housing for a long time. This innovative housing-first model is inspired by successful strategies in Finland, which have made significant strides in reducing homelessness by quickly getting people into homes. Isn't it fascinating how tackling such a deep-rooted problem can start with a simple roof? At a recent awards ceremony for the Centrepoint Youth Homelessness Charity, Prince William showed his support for young people experiencing homelessness. It was clear he understands that homelessness is a complicated issue that doesn't have just one simple fix. He believes that we can tackle this challenge effectively if we all come together. The awards ceremony took place at the amazing British Museum, where they recognized incredible young individuals who've overcome tough situations. One winner, Shannon, shared how shocked and thrilled she felt when accepting her award. She spoke openly about her journey and mentioned how genuine Prince William was during the event. She felt he really wanted to connect with everyone and was interested in their stories, which made the moment even more special for her. It's worth noting that Prince William has been an active supporter of this charity since 2005, and he's made a real difference in the lives of the people he meets. But while that celebration was uplifting, there's some buzz around the complicated relationship between King Charles and Prince Harry. Why did King Charles seem worried about Harry in the past? A royal expert recently revealed that Harry had some deep feelings about how his dad often relied on his brother, William, instead of him when they were growing up. Royal author Tom Quinn shared insights that suggested Harry thinks William was always the favorite in his father's eyes, and that's something that has bothered him since his teenage years. He explained that Harry worries he's always been seen as the more unpredictable son, while William comes across as calm and steady. And you know, that kind of stability made Charles more comfortable leaning on William during tough times. Harry's feelings about being overshadowed only grew stronger as he faced his own challenges in life. Isn't it fascinating how relationships within the royal family can get so complicated? Recent insights from an expert suggest that King Charles is starting to see Prince William as a reliable member of the royal family, especially compared to his thoughts on Prince Harry. The expert explains that Charles views William as a safe pair of hands, while he sees Harry as someone who struggles emotionally. This has really bothered Harry, who feels quite resentful about how he's perceived. Since Harry and Meghan stepped back from royal duties in 2020, the gap between Harry, Charles, and William has only gotten bigger. Things really took a turn when Harry opened up about his life with the royals in a series of interviews, which didn't help mend any fences. There was a moment when it looked like reconciliation might happen, like when Harry rushed back to the UK after hearing about Charles's cancer diagnosis. However, even when he attended a service at St. Paul's Cathedral in May for the 10th anniversary of the Invictus Games, Harry didn't meet with Charles, showing just how deep the family rift runs. Despite this ongoing tension, King Charles truly hopes for a way to bring the family back together. On that note, it's worth mentioning an emotional moment that happened between Charles and William. Apparently, Charles got teary-eyed hearing William's heartfelt words about his duties as the Duke of Cornwall. Since the late Queen passed away in September 2022, a lot has changed in the royal family. Charles has taken on the role of king, and William is now handling the responsibilities that come with being the Prince of Wales. When William became the heir to the throne, he also took on the title of Duke of Cornwall, which means managing a huge historic estate filled with various lands and properties that need careful oversight. There's a touching part in an older ITV documentary called Prince Charles Inside the Duke of Cornwall, where Charles gets emotional over something William said during a conversation with a second-generation farmer. What did William say that made his dad so emotional? It's moments like these that show just how complicated and layered their family dynamics can be. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about what it means to take over the duchy one day and how I want to handle it. Family is really important to me, and I know I have a big responsibility when it comes to our heritage. Speaking of family, did you hear about Prince William's new project? He's stepping up to fight homelessness in Nansledan, Cornwall by building 24 new social housing units. What's cool is he's covering all the construction costs, and he's even giving the land away for free from the profits of his project. Now, the Duchy of Cornwall has a long history dating back to 1337. It stretches across about 53,000 hectares in 20 counties, especially in the southwest of England. While Charles was there to support his role as the next king, he also had a huge passion for architecture and agriculture, something he really invested in during his time. But let's talk about something that's close to his heart. As King Charles approaches his 76th birthday, he really hopes to mend the relationship between his sons, Prince William and Prince Harry. You have to wonder if he wishes for them to come together as a family, especially after Harry's revealing interview with Oprah that opened up a lot of issues within the royal family. A source close to them mentioned that King Charles just wants peace and to smooth things over. It would be such a special birthday gift if he could see William and Harry reconnect. But with everything going on, especially his health struggles, he's been diligently fulfilling his royal duties. Reports say that these personal trials have only strengthened his resolve to keep things moving forward. The Irish Star highlighted how much he treasures the idea of making lasting memories with his wife, sons, and grandkids. That seems to truly matter most to him, more than anything else. We've all seen how the rocky relationship between Prince Harry and his family, especially with King Charles and Prince William, keeps the public on edge. In Harry's memoir, Spare, he shares some pretty personal stories and a lot of critiques, particularly about Queen Camilla, whom he claims has leaked information to the press. What do you think will happen next? Will the family find their way back to each other? Even with all the stuff going on lately, King Charles seems to want to make things right. After becoming king, he's been diving into religious messages that emphasize forgiveness and healing. It looks like he's really trying to focus on keeping things peaceful and open, especially when it comes to his relationship with Harry. Speaking of Harry, he's settled in California with Meghan Markle and their kids, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. Meanwhile, Kate Middleton has found a new love, the arts. Can you believe it? She and Prince William are making headlines with their shared passion, which really captures people's attention. In October 2023, they made a rare public appearance for a fun date night, taking a break from their busy lives and focusing on family time with their 3 kids, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. They snuck away from their royal duties for a special evening at the elegant sale room of Drouet Auctioneers, which is pretty close to their home at Adelaide Cottage in Windsor. Eyewitnesses couldn't help but notice how excited they were as they checked out all the beautiful items on display. Among the treasures were some incredible pieces from the collection of the late Robert Kim, a famous decorator and antique dealer. Interesting fact, King Charles had commissioned Kim back in 2000 to spruce up some important places like St. James's Palace and Clarence House. The auction featured a fascinating 3-day sale, showcasing everything from stunning carpets to delicate vases, with prices that could reach a whopping £1.5 million. An insider mentioned that the buzz on Twitter was intense as everyone tried to catch a glimpse of William and Kate. The night kicked off with a fancy champagne reception, setting the stage for what turned out to be a pretty extravagant evening. While both Drouet and Kensington Palace aren't saying much about the visit, There are whispers that the couple might have quietly placed bids on various items. If that's true, they probably meant those purchases as thoughtful gifts for their friends and family, rather than just collecting things for themselves. Kate's love for the arts isn't just a new thing. It's something she carries with her, thanks to her background in art history. It's not uncommon for her to sneak off on her own to explore museums and galleries, enjoying the world of art and culture away from the public eye. So, what else might be brewing in the royal family? Stay tuned to find out. So, did you know that Kate Middleton has some sneaky ways of keeping her hobbies private? Royal author Tina Brown shares some interesting insights about her life in her book, The Palace Papers. It turns out that Kate often steps out before dawn, way before 8 a.m., to wander through art galleries without anyone noticing her. These quiet mornings let her explore her love for art without the pressure of being in the public eye. But guess what? Even with her careful planning, she wasn't able to completely avoid being recognized. At a David Hockney exhibition at the Royal Academy, a surprised fan spotted her. And in that candid moment, Kate opened up about how much she misses studying art. She admitted, "I miss my history of art. It's what I do to get my fix," showing her real passion for the arts and her desire to follow her interests freely. And that's not all. Kate isn't just an art lover, she's also an amazing artist herself. People rave about her photography skills, and she even enjoys sketching. Back in May 2017, she put her talents to work for a special occasion, her sister Pippa's wedding. For the event, she created a lovely sketch of St. Mark's Church, where the ceremony was held, which even made it onto the cover of the Order of Service. Now, speaking of surprises, there's an intriguing story about Kate and Prince William that involves King Charles. Curious what they did? Hang tight, because here it comes. Recently, Kate took a meaningful step back into royal duties by joining Prince William on a visit to the Scottish countryside, where they met King Charles and Camilla. This visit to their royal retreat near Balmoral was especially significant because Kate had just wrapped up her chemotherapy treatment. A seasoned royal expert even noted how surprising it was to see them at Balmoral so soon after her treatment, suggesting this moment shows how committed both Kate and William are to supporting King Charles during his own battle with cancer. Former BBC royal correspondent Jenny Bond expressed her surprise, saying it was quite a big deal to see them there together. Isn't it interesting how personal struggles can bring people closer? It's hard to say if the kids joined in on the visit, but it's clear how important it is for them to spend time with Charles. It's been a few weeks since they all got together, and William really wants his dad to stay close during this tough time with the king's health. The bond between Charles and William has gotten even stronger because they're going through these health struggles together, especially with Charles battling cancer. Kate, his daughter-in-law, plays a big role too. She's there for him and helps keep the family close during these hard times. They recently visited Scotland, which wasn't just for the beautiful scenery. It was also about making memories with the king. Imagine how happy it would make Charles if the kids could join in. Having them around would definitely lift his spirits. Speaking of Kate, it's great to see her getting back on her feet after her own health battles. Traveling as a royal comes with its challenges, but she handles things with such grace, like when they all attended that elegant church service together. Recently, there's been some encouraging news about her health. Kate opened up about her own cancer journey and how tough it has been for all of them. After finishing her chemotherapy, she noted that recovery takes time, but she's eager to get back to her royal duties and public events whenever she can. Kate's been stepping up her work at Windsor Castle, focusing on the early years development projects she's passionate about. It's clear she's dedicated to making a positive impact on young kids' lives. Plus, she's busy planning her favorite annual Christmas carol service, which usually takes place at Westminster Abbey. This year will be extra special because of everything she and her family have been through over the past year. And get this, at a recent dinner, Prince William gave a heartfelt speech that got everyone talking. His words really made an impression and sparked some deep conversations. What do you think he said that made such an impact? Prince William recently shared his heartfelt thanks to everyone who sent kind messages about his wife Kate after her surgery, and for his dad, King Charles, after getting some tough news about his health. It's been a challenging time for the royal family, and with Prince Harry just making a quick visit to see their dad before heading back to the States, it's clear that family ties are feeling a bit strained. William, the Prince of Wales, noted how much everyone's support really means to them, especially right now. He said, "I'd like to take this chance to thank everyone for their kind messages about Catherine and my father, especially in these tough days." Reflecting on the whirlwind of medical issues, he added that the last few weeks have been all about health concerns, which is a lot to deal with. That's why he found it refreshing to attend an air ambulance event just to take a breather from all the stress. This event was special. It was only the second time he went public since getting back to royal duties while Kate was recovering in the hospital for 2 weeks. Meanwhile, King Charles has been undergoing treatment for an enlarged prostate, and it's been a lot for the 75-year-old monarch. Buckingham Palace shared the worrying news that he has cancer, which means he's stepping back from his public duties to focus on outpatient treatment. With King Charles taking a step back, the weight of royal responsibilities is resting heavily on the rest of the family. Royal historian Robert Hardman pointed out that William has been stepping up more than ever, especially during the later days of Queen Elizabeth's reign, when she wasn't able to attend many functions due to her health conditions. Even with his diagnosis, King Charles is determined to keep doing important work behind the scenes and stay involved with key state matters, including a scheduled phone call with Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. However, Buckingham Palace has been pretty quiet about the exact details regarding the king's health, only mentioning that it is not prostate cancer. What do you think lies ahead for the royal family? Will they find a way to balance their duties and personal challenges? The coming days will surely reveal more about how they navigate this tough time. Hey there! So, it looks like he's been dealing with cancer, but he's staying positive and really wants to get back to his public duties as soon as he can. Makes you wonder how the royal family is doing with everything, right? What do you think about their situation? Feel free to drop your thoughts in the comments below. And before you leave, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to check out more fun videos waiting for you on your screen.